Yes, sir, I do. Lawsuits against Zoran are tight.
Yeah!
I'm coming after you, Zoran. You're dead meat.
That's actually pretty accurate, sir.
Oh, yeah. Whoopsie.
Oh, crap.
Hey guys, my name's Dan. Today's reaction comes from Dead Meat. This is Freddy versus Jason versus Ash 2007 kill counts. And we've been doing a bit of everything on this channel, and now we are diving into the comic book world, and what better comic to look at than this one. Has some of my favorite characters throughout all the world of horror. I cannot wait to talk about it, and I cannot wait to see how this whole process started with this comic, from the inception to some of the ideas that came with it, and of course just watching him sort of like read through this. This should be fun. I'm not sure if that's what we're doing, just kind of like turning the page or whatever. Maybe there's a digital version. Either way, this should be great. But before we get into it though, please do check out all those links I have for you down in the description below. More specifically, the Dead Meat link, if you haven't already. It's a great way to support them, and a great and easy way to support me is by going right below this video, clicking all those buttons down there, because I would like to see future reactions that I do, but also helps my channel to grow. And without any further ado, let's go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tell you the victims in all our favorite horror media. I'm Zoran, near mint condition Gavoyich, and today I have the honor of doing the first ever comic book kill count as we cover, from cover to cover, Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, first published in 2007. Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash started life as a movie treatment after the success of Freddy vs. Jason in 2003. That film's director, Ronnie Yu, loved the concept, as did Robert Englund, who even came up with a poster idea.
And the poster would say, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, keeping the world safe from sequels.
I love it!
Negotiations to bring Ash in did not go well.
Here was the phone call. Bing! Hello. Hey, we'd like to make Ash versus Jason versus Freddy. What do you think? I think it's a great idea. Ash can finally kill Jason and Freddy.
Yes!
Hello?
Oh, no, Bruce!
And that was the end of the conversation.
Turns out the head of New Line,
First off, before we get any further into it, love Bruce Campbell. He's one of my favorite actors, and Lucy Lawless, she's a freaking goddess.
Jay didn't want Freddy to die 2 movies in a row.
Bob, you resurrected me with dog pee. You can figure out a way to keep the franchise alive.
The film project fell apart, and instead New Line would remake Freddy in 2010, while Raimi & Co. would reboot Evil Dead in 2013. As for the triple threat, Wildstorm Comics and Dynamite Entertainment came to the rescue and acquired The Treatment, written by Jeff Katz, a vice president in New Line best known for producing Snakes on a Plane. Oh, and Katz started his career as a wrestling commentator for the WCW and NWO, which I'm sure is something James is excited about.
Oh, no, actually back then I only watched The Fed.
Oh, and he's wearing a Cactus Jack shirt. I love it.
Well, I fucking tried. Katz's Treatment was adapted
by
I
watched both.
James Kahoric into a 6-issue series that ran from November 2007 to March 2008. Kahoric was no stranger to horror comics, having written for the Army of Darkness series and Fright Night. Art was handled by Jason Craig, whose only real credit is the Evil Ernie reboot. You remember Evil Ernie? No? Cool.
No.
Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash picks up
I
5
don't.
years after the events of Freddy vs. Jason. A new S-Mart has opened in Crystal Lake, and Ash is sent to supervise a bunch of unruly teens who, honestly, are some of the most dislikable characters I've ever read.
Come on, Jarvis. There's some chicks in the lingerie department that want some hot young dicks waved around.
Luckily, Jason is there to take them out, all while searching for the Necronomicon that Freddy needs to invade the real world. The story may sound like fan fiction, but it's actually a fun way to bring these 3 icons of horror together. The action throughout the comics is great, with lots of kills paying homage to memorable moments from all 3 horror franchises.
Oh yeah.
What sucks is how much the book is brought down by its cast of just awful characters. I mean, seriously, the teens are all one note, and that note is the brown one. The guys are toxic bros, the women are objects of lust, and even Freddy is way too over the top. Ash fares a bit better, but goes a little too far with his macho persona.
Dead. All dead. He killed them all.
Yeah, I see. But we're not.
Oh,
Hail to the king of HR visits, baby. Jason is the only one with a truly accurate depiction.
That's fair.
Since he stays tall, dark, and slashy, just the way we like him. How many teens will be erased from the page when a Michigan native faces off with a child killer from the Ohio state and his rabid Jersey lapdog? Let's find out and get to the kills.
I love that. I love that. I love that he's wearing that.
The comic begins when I open it. Oh, there's no title card, but instead we get some cover art.
Yeah!
Done by the amazing J. Scott Campbell, best known for Danger Girl and all the art in my house that my wife says is borderline porn. A quick recap of the first film's events reminds us that Freddy is forever trapped in a Bing Crosby sweater, and that he and Jason ended each other on that dock at Camp Crystal Lake. 5 years later, a new Super Ultra Mega S-Mart is opening in Forest Green. But don't get confused, Forest Green is just a spruced up name for Crystal Lake, as we first learned in Friday the 13th Part 6.
No matter what you call it, it's still Camp Crystal Lake to him.
A scrolly narration by the one and only Ash Williams lets us know that Will and Laurie have returned to the franchise, and he promptly judges them for returning to Crystal Lake.
I mean, what kind of freaking idiots keep coming back to a cabin in the woods when they know a bunch of possessed horrors are waiting to swallow their souls? Never mind.
Laurie has a feeling that Freddy and Jason aren't really dead. Not really sure why she waited 5 years to do something about it, but whatever. They pull over and console each other about not getting the rights to actually look like Jason Ritter and Monica Keena before splitting up to investigate. Laurie finds some blood on a tree.
Jason?
No, Laurie. Jason's a person, not a tree.
Yeah!
Stupid. Now, I have no idea what a chuff-chuff noise is, but it must be bad, as Laurie books it to a nearby cabin to discover Will, who has been chuffed off this mortal coil.
Oh,
but aside from
yeah.
his guts hanging out, he actually looks pretty relaxed. Probably because his spine's been loosened from his body.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sound heralds
That
the
was pretty
arrival
awesome.
of our favorite undead camper, Jason Voorhees. Though technically it should be Ki 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 Ma Ma Ma, as composer Harry Manfredini based the sound on Mrs. Voorhees' famous line.
Kill our mommy.
He shortened that to Ki and Ma, added some reverb, and the rest is history.
Thanks.
Hey, that's Adam Sessler.
Exactly.
The wrong tune continues as Jason chases Laurie through the house. Eventually he grabs some rebar, which should be impossible since he got those fingers cut off in the last movie.
Continuity police.
Oh no.
But he somehow manages to still skewer her with a whoosh and a slash. Rebar isn't sharp, it wouldn't make a slashing sound.
Oh!
Huh.
Oh!
All corrected.
Oh! Sorry, no!
She walks off her massive blood loss, only to trip her over her boyfriend Dipper. That then inspires her to kill Jason with a gratuitous panty shot and a cleverly scratched out skill saw. She then says, I'll onomatopoeia with a vreen, a rarn, and a kirash, sending him Myers style out the window. But unlike that other Laurie, this one's gonna finish the job, only to get an unexpected DedX delivery, as Jason asks her to sign with her blood.
Yeah.
Seems like he was channeling his inner Corey Feldman with that one. Jason drags the bodies to his shack, which has upgraded its decor, since 2 heads are better than 1. A menacing laugh echoes as we're transported through Jason's one good eye into his mind. And now he's back at Camp Crystal Lake, bearing witness to some taunting and some fucking of both the human and Toontown cabin variety. The Rika Rika leads to a Thumpa Thumpa reveal of Freddy getting it on with Mama Voorhees.
I'm riding you like a $2 bus to Screwville, bitch.
Whoa, wait, so he's having sex on the way to Screwville? What does he do once he gets to Screwville? According to Fusty Judd Crandall here, Freddy's gonna be Jason's new daddy deadest. And in order
It's so ridiculous, you gotta laugh at it.
for Jason to become a real boy, he has to find a special book at the old house. And no, it's not Goodnight Moon, it's the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. Though both are bound in flesh and inked in blood. Margaret Wise Brown was actually a Deadite. Who knew? With his Pinocchio plot in place, Jason heads off while somebody else heads in. Ashley J. Williams has come to this Jersey town all the way from Detroit Rock City. He's here to train the kids at that stupidly named Super Ultra Mega S-Mart, since the current staff is, in need of some mature guidance.
Hey, Caroline, wanna suck on my candy cane?
She's checking out your North Pole. All right.
Ash arrives with a mouthful of one-liners. Some good.
Hello, ladies. Name's Ash, but you can call me anytime.
Giggle, giggle.
Giggle, giggle.
And some not.
Oh, baby doll, you've got a sugar granddaddy just waiting for you.
He heads inside while these girls become a Destiny's Child molester cover band. Freddy uses some awful insults to goad Jason into killing the girls, and boy does it work. Jason slices this girl Paris in half like a freshly baked baguette, before banging these other girls' heads together in a possible callback to those cops in Jason Goes to Hell. Or maybe just the Three Stooges. Hey Mo, looks like we're going
Either works.
Ash hears the commotion and goes outside, where he's immediately accused of the murders by the cops that somehow know about him?
Hey, watch that one. He's got a history of showing up right when things start to go to hell. Awful convenient if you ask me.
I'm sorry, it's been 16 years since Army of Darkness, and he lives 5 states away. How the hell do you know who he is? Oh, you've seen the movies.
Yes.
So have I. Ash
Yeah,
goes
me
back to his
too.
favorite pastime of stacking housewares and telling stories, using a Brian Michael Bendis amount of speech bubbles to fill them all in on the details of his Deadite dealings. The guys don't believe him, rightfully so, but Carrie does, because, you know, she's being set up as Ash's love interest. Even though she's, what, 22, and Ash is definitely pushing 50.
Looking sweet.
Oh, yeah.
He mentions that a woman in the parking lot said someone named
Oh,
Jason
man,
killed the
Bruce is
girls.
awesome.
So we get a little backstory from Carrie and a little prank from the boys. Oh, and not like it matters, but their names are Dave, Raoul, and Jarvis. Not sure why only one of them's a reference, but according to a fun director's commentary posted to Newsarama, Raoul was originally written for actor Cal Penn. But honestly, I think the character is beneath him.
Dude, I've been cutting my ass hair with them for the past 6 months.
Or maybe not.
No,
Meanwhile,
not at
Fred's
all.
embraced his
Not if
role
you've
as
seen any of
Lord
those
Cleaverhands,
movies.
reading Jason a dead time story. Aw, that's swell. Did I do that right?
No.
Nice. Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
He
that.
then sends his adopted son
You'll
of a
get
bitch
it, though.
back out for some snow shumping, where he runs across a group of carolers, whom he promptly murders. Oh God, I love you, Jason. I count 5 carolers, including one who changes her outfit from green to red mid-death scene. Seriously, I think this is a coloring issue and not a new character, based on the outfit. She's skewered with a sign along with this non-gremlin caroler. Then the rest get a very cool triple decapitation, harkening back to the paintballers in part 6, Jason Lives.
Oh, yeah.
And despite this small coloring error, I want to give a shout out to colorist Thomas Mason, whose previous work includes X-Men, Gen 13, and this Grogu Nirvana mashup that's the best thing I ever saw. We can interrupt the cool kills.
Yeah, I've never
for more
seen
dick
that
jokes.
before.
You just gonna stand there, or are you gonna show Bree your big saw?
This broad stereotype broad named Bree uses a sucker shaped like a Hulk testicle to seduce Ash into buying some party supplies, then quickly ditches him for this frat pack who's heading up to the Voorhees Casa Dojo house in order to deliver some more witty dialogue.
You didn't even have to swallow the tadpole. That guy must have been desperate.
That's right. When you've got tits like mine, you only have to tease. Boys will do just about anything if they think they might get a taste.
Editor Bree, is that how all Brees talk?
No.
Fair enough. The
All right.
Voorhees house is modeled
Good
after
to
the
know.
one we saw in Jason Goes to Hell, canonizing Jason's whole demon worm baby thing, though not canonizing the typo on the mailbox. Unlike that movie, though, the only body swapping here is teens swapping the clothes off their bodies. Careful peeping, Jason. Don't all over that window. While the teens get their Rika Rika thump thump on, Ash finds his favorite Calderot medal winner, right as Jason finds some more kills for the count. He tears this girl Becca apart with his bare hands, then crushes her lover's head similar to Ben's highly censored death in part 7, The New Blood. Jason then finds Bree enjoying her tadpole toady, and a machete through the floor alerts Ash to the death of the dude Bree was banging. I don't know his name. A half-naked and traumatized Bree runs into Ash, who heroically, makes out with her.
Oh,
Wow,
my.
that timing was more inappropriate than when Quentin decided to make out with Nancy after she just found out she'd been molested as a child. Fuck that movie. They managed to escape to the Delta 88, but Jason's right behind them. He chucks his weapon of choice at Ash Boy Slim, who catches it with his robo hand. Huh. These things are useful.
Yeah,
Little
they
Jason
are.
says, what? And decides everyone needs to get crunk. So he smashes the car that's been in every Sam Raimi
fake
movie
ad time.
except for the love of the game. Luckily, a coincidental Carrie arrives just in time to save them, and they drive off with the Necronomicon. It's me, Goran Zavojic, owner of Planet Zorgan Comics. And if you kids love comic books, then have I got one for you.
Oh,
It's
boy.
called Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash. And it's got everything kids love. Completely nonsensical sound effects. Overly sexualized first draft characters.
Yes.
And offensive mid to late 2000s dialogue.
Yep.
So come on down to Planet Zorgan Comics today. But make sure it's before 2 p.m. because that's when my lease is up.
Oh! Oh.
Planet's Organ Comics, soon to be in Amazon Fresh. Professor Kruger isn't happy with his slasher high student, and after an offensive Back to the Future reference, cuts into Jason's head to discover Ash's name tag. So he sends his bald-headed stepchild off to get smart at S-Mart. Carrie, Bree, and Ash arrive back at the store, but they're not alone. Somehow, Jason spammed his shift abilities to start his Christmas slashing spree early. And I absolutely love how nonchalant he is. Looked like it's midnight and he just found out his house is out of toilet paper.
Jason, we're out of toilet paper!
Yes, Mom, I'll go to the store. He kicks things off by putting his hand through this woman's face, then splits another shopper in half. A third customer is slammed against the action figure rack that distends her torso and gives us some weird sounds. Plop, 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 plop. Okay, I don't know what the hell this is supposed to sound like. And finally, this old man gets knick-knack shopping caddywhacked and strained through it like spaghetti. Mwah, that's a good a kill. Ash and the girls are disgusted at how cartoony they suddenly look in this panel, as we add one more shopper in the background, who died next to this awesome hippo cookie jar.
Oh yeah, that's great.
That reminds me of Flavio and Maria, the hip hippos. Ash reverts to his cowardly self and runs off, while the assistant manager Reginald arrives. But the only thing he manages to do is die, when Jason shoves a clipboard through his mouth. Now that is how you increase kill productivity 50%. Jason wants the book, but Ash wants another one-liner.
Yo, Wayne Detsky.
They then get into a chainsaw tussle that ends with little Jason getting crunk again.
Yeah!
He then tosses Ash into a snack machine, and Carrie channels her inner Annie Nobe to stab tag in, only to get backhanded. Which feels weird to have Jason backhand slap someone. Oh. Did I say weird? Because I meant erotic.
Oh my! Oh,
Jason bogarts the book from Bree and walks his exposed Part 7 spine away. And on his way out, we see 11 more S-Mart shoppers that Jason killed off-panel. Oof. Clean up on aisle. Oh dear God! He got Bree too!
Yeah.
Aw, and she was such a complex and nuanced character.
I'm taking a little camping trip and I need some supplies. I already packed my G-strings and other goodies. Can you help me fill my box with your wares?
Sounds like a line from a porno.
The S-Marty Unsmarties go to Carrie's house while Jason delivers the book to Freddy's head. Ooh, that kind of looks like he's gonna make him kiss. Kissy kissy bitches. Freddy then uses the book's all-purpose phrase.
Klaatu, Barata, Nikto.
But he doesn't say every single little syllable right, since the actual phrase is Klaatu Barada Nikto, as established in The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Continuity police.
Jason then utters his first word ever in response. Question mark? Freddy is welcomed back to the land of the living. Now grab that book and start punning. Freddy's about to head off, but first he honors his deal to return Jason's cognitive abilities inside this Crackle Shack baby. At Carrie's, the group decides that there must be some kind of puppet master controlling Jason, and not the unkill counted kind. But you know what? They can figure that out in the morning, since Ash has somehow aged another 50 years in this panel and needs a nap. He then wakes up with a brand new hand. But we all know where this is going, as Freddy knives sprout from his fingers like Jesse in Nightmare 2. Well, only one place to go now.
Work shed.
Ash cuts off his hand again, but instead of coming to life, the reflections in his blood give birth to little Freddys that also fall back on an old classic.
1, 2 little Freddys for you. 3, 4, better watch the floor. 5, 6, gonna gut you quick. 7, 8, I'll just coagulate. 9, 10,
Freddy's whole again! Ha 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 ha!
Nice double reference to the classic Freddy rhyme and the Army of Darkness scene with all the little Ashes. Freddy continues his Jason insults by calling him a hillbilly who wants to screw his mother, even though that's more Odette's than Voorhees. Freddy tries a handoff, but instead we get a pun-off.
So let's try a different game. Something like truth or die. Now make with the answers, dead astaire.
Okay, not bad. Freddy, your rebuttal?
You know that little talk, the blades and the bees? Seems these little buggers multiply like jackrabbits. And now it's time to say hello to my little fiends!
And you thought my puns were bad.
Yeah.
And I still do.
Oh!
God Damn it, Ben.
I
Ash is
like
able to
them,
warm himself
come
up
on.
with a boomstick burn. But Dave
Come on,
still
Ben.
needs 5 more minutes. Because he's trapped in this dodgeball daydream that looks like a Gap ad. And it looks like the dialogue hasn't graduated middle school.
I'll take Betty Blue Balls, Pencil Dick, and 2-ton Thelma.
What about me?
Oh no! I'm not taking Dickless Dave. You take him for the dike. You know what? I don't want to read this.
No, I don't blame you.
The dream ends
Not that
quickly
part
as Dave
anyway.
is pelted with dodgeballs that feel like wrenches, killing him in the midst of a walk like an Egyptian dance. They gather up supplies, including a shiny new chainsaw for Ash.
Groovy.
Then make a bomb to blow up Jason and put Raoul and Jarvis in charge of luring him to it.
Less groovy.
Especially since we're forced to endure more of their dialogue.
He's like the zombies from some horror flick. You know, the slow-moving mofos that stop and growl for brains or something before they rip off the hot chick's shirt and non or not.
I love the voice James does here.
I'd like to non-Caroline's knobs for a while, dig.
Knobs are nipples.
He finds them and is lured to the bomb, but he soon proves he's smarter than the average zombie when he senses it's a trap. You didn't say the magic word. He then turns his attention to Carrie, while Ash searches for the Necronomicon.
Aha! Necronomicon Ex Crepus, the book of the shitty dead.
Oh no, please don't raise any more of those farting mummies from
No,
Spookies.
please no. Please no.
Before Ash can grab the book, he's skewered by Freddy's glove, which I do not know how that didn't kill him. It is so very close to his heart. He acts hurt for about 2 panels before his massive wound stops being an issue in this issue. He then vows to send this lost boy killer back to Neverland before Freddy's able to read the Necronomicon. Unfortunately for Ash,
I did it 10 minutes ago!
by using the Book of the Dead, Freddy now has dominion over both the waking and dream worlds. He sends out his little deadite dream demons like souls escaping the Ark of the Covenant. Keep your eyes shut, Jason, in case Raoul and Jarvis show up again! Ash fends off more severed Freddy hands and puns.
Now that's what I call a head job!
Oh God, with the knives? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that poor penis.
Yeah.
Double Freddy returns with a couple new mouths to feed, and they're hungry for chosen ones. But before they can swallow a soul, Jason crashes the party and wants to fight Freddy for some reason. Honestly, I have no idea why he would do this other than he read the title of the comic. Wait.
Oh.
Can Jason read?
Yes, he can, apparently. Oh, U.S.
Freddy
copyright law.
retaliates by resurrecting the army of the Church of Latter-day Jason victims. There's Crispin Glover's corkscrew cleaver death and the banana backpacker from part 4. They're joined by Judy's sleeping bag death from part 7. Rick's part 3 eye popping. Whoa! And Eddie's leather strap death from part 5, which was actually a Roy Burns kill and not one of Jason's.
Continuity police.
The others are a little harder to recognize. This could be anyone, and this might be Jack, who got an arrow through the neck in part 1. Oh, and it looks like Shelly changed out of his wetsuit and back into his flannel. Good man.
Yeah.
Severed Freddy hand helps little Jason get crunk again.
What?
And an overused
Yeah,
Freddy
yeah.
pun gives him the power to throw off the ghosts of Voorhees and Burns past.
Yeah!
Freddy
There it
knows
is.
when he's in trouble, so he tries to leave, only to realize that Ash has absconded with the Necronomicon. Using his newfound skeleton powers, he traps Ash with some vines. But before things can get all tree rapey, he's attacked by birds and forced to eat crow. Ash frees himself and says, "No more," with a little click, click, boom. He stumbles onto the dead bodies of Jarvis and Raoul, presumably killed by Jason or maybe Roy Burns? Who knows anymore? I don't fucking care. Ash, for some reason, gets sad about these douche nozzles, then sees Caroline's necklace and thinks he's lost her too.
Just like Linda and Sugar Baby. Why can't I save just one of them? Why, damn it?
The mention of Sugar Baby canonizes that character. First introduced in Army of Darkness vs. Reanimator. She was a parapsychologist nurse sorceress who helped Ash on several adventures in his Dynamite Comics run, and also added a much-needed person of color to the Evil Dead universe. Oh yeah, I've read every issue of the Army of Darkness and Evil Dead comics, even the one where Ash gets his period. Yep, That's a thing.
Oh.
Ash's moment of humanity only lasts about
My
one
God.
panel as Carrie returns, having hidden from Jason while he killed Raoul and Jarvis. And I understand why she didn't help them. Carrie and Ash search the Necronomicon for a passage that will send Freddy and Jason to the Deadite dimension. But instead, this horrific drawing of Ash discovers the reason Pamela Voorhees had the Necronomicon in the first place.
Did the old hag use it to bring Jason back? Wait a minute. Does this mean Jason is some kind of Deadite?
This is an idea that Jason Goes to Hell director Adam Marcus came up with to explain Jason's zombie nature. It's why he included the Necronomicon in Jason's house in his movie. And as he's eager to remind you, that makes it canon.
I always love when people go, Jason Goes to Hell isn't canon. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Carrie and Ash search for Freddy, but end up finding the world-famous jump rope girls instead. Carrie is captured and Ash is attacked by the Deadite Double Dutchers. He makes quick work of them, shooting one's head off, slicing another in half, and chainsawing the third one through the abdomen. Looks like Freddy's not the only kid killer around here. He then kills a Freddy jump rope snake, but I won't count it. Mostly because, it's dumb. Meanwhile, Freddy is being super pervy with Carrie. Like you do. Backhanding her and demanding she give him the book. And I will say backhanding a woman feels a little less weird for Freddy.
Hey, what's that supposed to
Oh!
mean?
Oh, it just means you treat women poorly.
Oh, you got me there, bitch!
I don't know why Freddy doesn't just kill her and take the book, but hey, no time for logic, since Jason's here to fight Freddy for no reason again. Freddy then uses floorboards and Kids in the Hall references to help little Jason get crunk again.
Oh, I'm crushing your head! I'm crushing your head!
Yeah! Carrie uses the distraction to say the goddamn
So much
words.
Little John.
But Jason hates that she's not saying Barada and grabs the book from her. Ash retaliates with a little boomstick Botox that knocks off Jason's mask and jaw skin.
Whoa! I think the ugly stick got beat with your face.
Ash then cuts off Jason's
line.
hand, like you do. But J-Man responds with a badass moment mimicking Ash by jamming a weapon into his stump.
I guess it's true what they say. There are no original ideas left.
And then, for no reason, the house collapses. Cool. Well, at least Kane Hodder didn't get crushed by it this time. The house isn't the only thing that's collapsed, as the art takes a serious hit this issue, with Freddy looking like a monster in my pocket, Red Goblin number 27. Any idea why things look so different?
Ooh, I know. Turns out Jason Craig got pneumonia during the final issue, and instead of leaving, he toughed it out and got it done in just 9 days.
Wow.
Oh. Well, I'll just shut the fuck out right now.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
uses an unconscious
yeah.
Ash to chase after Carrie and get his book back.
To avoid over boofies!
Yeah, seriously, dude.
Stop laughing!
Yes!
Carrie hides in a shack village while Freddy teaches her how not to be seen. It doesn't work since he finds her and actually has a moment that feels truly in the vein of the OG scary Freddy.
God, is that who you want? I can give you God. This is my body. It is your bread.
What a line!
This is my blood. It is your wine. Bread and wine. All for you.
Oh,
Caroline.
freaking good!
But he quickly reverts back to sequel Freddy.
Now eat me, bitch!
Jason returns and Freddy continues his abhorrent insults before getting his head split in half like a social mediasicus Jason. He puts himself back together and uses down forward low punch to freeze Jason. But before he can perform a fatality, he's hit by Ash's Delta 88 that I was pretty sure Jason put out of commission. Maybe it's a variant from the Multiverse of Madness? Sure,
Maybe.
let's go with that. In any event, Ash has returned to prove he's more of a hero than Batman.
Sorry, Hash Brown. I only go down on one thing. And as sure as Shane ain't the wrinkled ass likes of you.
I love it.
One of Freddy's mouths is impaled on a tree, finally shutting him up. Ash goes on a therapeutic rant that ends with a kick and a crotch shot. Jason doesn't enjoy such lowbrow comedy, so he steps in, knocking Ash into the frozen lake. Freddy and Jason resume their battle, but to make it a fair fight, Freddy splits himself into 5 slashy pieces. The Guar cover band unleashes a slaughter-rama on Jason until he manages to slash and shunk his way through the 4 doppelgangers. And I'll count them, based on Freddy's own words.
You killed Freddy!
You bastard! Ash then Beth marches his way back to the fight, blowing a hole in Jason's chest big enough for a catchphrase.
Come get some.
Man, I can practically hear the audience cheering in the theater at that moment. Woo, yeah! He said the thing!
Yeah!
The long-awaited titular showdown really only takes place over 2 pages, with some saw slashes, thwacks, punches, and more attempts to get little Jason crunk. Yeah! Ash then reminds Carrie to read the book, since I guess she couldn't think to do that on her own. Whatever, she says the words, opening a portal that sucks Freddy towards the Deadite realm. Well, that was super easy, barely an inconvenience.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Pitches.
So, you got a lawsuit against Zoran from Dead Meat for me?
Ah!
Yes, sir, I do. Oh, lawsuits against Zoran are tight.
Yeah!
I'm coming after you, Zoran. You're dead meat. That's actually pretty accurate, sir. Oh, yeah.
Oh, crap. Ash and Carrie hang on to avoid being sucked
I did not realize we're getting a crossover. This is amazing.
to the portal. Well, Jason just, kind of walks towards them unaffected. He raises his machete to deliver a final blow, but is knocked into the lake by the Deus Ex Carina. Ooh, I'm telling you, Jason's hit by that Delta 88. You're gonna see some serious end to this shit. The Necronomicon slips from Carrie's fingers, and Freddy grabs it, but it's shot out of his hand, and he's sucked into the Deadite dimension with very little fanfare. Yay. Carrie and Ash do a little kissing to celebrate the end of the comic. We then see a shot of Jason in the lake next to the Necronomicon that teases the next showdown between Freddy, Jason, Ash, and, I don't know, Flynn Rider? The comic then ends with a great ad for the misadventures of Grumpy Cat.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks fun. Bet their characters are a lot more likable. How many bodies were downgraded from near mint to poor condition by our CGC slashers? Let's find out and get to the numbers. Right after I make a quick delivery for my side hustle.
Oh.
Yoink.
Oh. What are you doing with that?
I got a Necronomicon delivery for an F. Kruger.
Well, that's me, bitch.
Whoa, hey, I don't need the attitude. I just need a signature.
Sorry.
All right, here you go. Wait. You're not going to use this for evil, are you?
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. You get it? I kill
Yep.
kids in their dreams.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have time for this.
Thank you.
Uh-oh. 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 Oh! Oh, God! Oh, God, no, Freddy! Oh. Oh!
There we go.
Oh, he's got a Tartarus!
That's 2 out of 3, bitch.
Fucking Tartarus in there. Oh, that's so good.
41 people or Deadites died in Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, with the victims consisting of 23 men, 15 women, and 3 unknown. That gives us a pie chart that kind of looks like Bizarro's Superman if you squint hard enough. Who got those kills, you may ask? Well, Freddy only got 1. 3 of them were Ash's, and 37 were Jason's, proving he's still the best body count boy.
Sure is.
With a total story page count of 130, that left us with a kill on average every 3.2 pages. Look at the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to the S-Mart shopper who was strained through a shopping cart.
Can't argue with
I've
that.
never seen that before, and it's really a good reason to use those disinfectant wipes they have up front. Dull Machete for lamest kill will go to Jarvis and Raoul, who were killed off panel, robbing me of delighting in their deaths. And that's it. Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash came out in 2007 and was so popular, a sequel called The Nightmare Warriors was released in 2008. If this episode does well,
share the link now.
James will let me cover that one too. But until then, I'm a man who once wrote his own comic about Bigfoot and Nessie starting a detective agency called Mystery Afoot.
Oh.
This has been the Kill Count. Hey, Zoran and his TARDIS via.
All right, so that was a freaking blast. I was wondering what exactly they were going to be doing with this. It looks like they kind of went with more of I guess, if there was a digital version, I'm guessing there was, because that's kind of how everything was pieced together. I love James doing some of the voices. A lot of the narrating was pretty funny. I always appreciate all of Zoran's references and puns and everything like that. I always get a huge kick out of that. And we saw freaking Ryan George, the collaboration that we did not know we needed, but we got it, and I'm so freaking happy about it because I'm a huge fan of the Pitch Meeting channel / Ryan's personal channel as well. So them coming together is great. I really hope they do more in the future because I really do enjoy when some of my favorite YouTube channels collaborate together in such a funny way like this, because these guys are all freaking hilarious and we should see them more on screen together. And that will do it for me here. Comment down below. Let me know, what did you think about Freddy versus Jason versus Ash? Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Please check all those links down in the description below. And lastly, and most importantly, I want to give a huge shout out To all of my $5 now supporters on Patreon, Cruising, Wolverine 310, Jordan Bird, Kester Cronich, Amber K, Raymond Bright, Chris Curtis, Haley Machinardi, Ann Perry, Larka, Fox Cacophony, and Morgan Page. And I'll see you guys next time.